Now that you've read about, learned about, and practiced the 12 steps, I'd like to talk about some areas which are really require special attention. And this is sexual trauma. First of all, it's extremely common. The statistics are that 1 out of 4 people have been sexually abused before the age of 18. And almost certainly the percentage is considerably higher for women. Now, sexual trauma occurs not just from molestation or from rape, but also, for example, by gynecological examinations that were administered unduly roughly, because we are so sensitive. Our nervous system is so sensitive in the area of our genitals that whatever we do, whatever is done there, will have effect on the person's sexuality. So the key here again is not necessarily remembering everything that happened, but restoring the capacity of the genitals, but of the whole body, to feel pleasure and aliveness and goodness. And that's what we're aiming at. And I'm going to give you a little exercise which is very useful in all kinds of trauma, but especially in healing from sexual trauma and healing from the effect that sexual trauma has on our viscera, on our genitals, and on all of our viscera. Let's be in a comfortable chair and feel the support of the chair on your back and the support of the chair on your bottom. Feel, this is important, feel how the chair can really support the floor of your pelvis. And of course, feel your feet on the ground, feel your legs, feel your arms, feel your face and head, feel your chest. And the exercise involves the use of the sound vu. And this is taken from different Tibetan chanting traditions. And again, you see many of these traditions for thousands of years. They're used and they're passed on and they're taught to others for the simple reason that they work, that they have a very powerful effect. I'm going to put in a little bit of physiology here first. There's a nerve that goes from our brain to all of the organs in our viscera, and including our heart and our lungs, and including our genitals. And this nerve is the vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve is almost the same size as the spinal cord. So it's the second biggest nerve in the entire body. 80 to 90% of that nerve is afferent. That means it carries information from our viscera to our brain. And so if we have learned, because of trauma and abuse, to contract the viscera, that sends the message back, stay contracted. Now with this exercise, we can send a different signal back that says it's okay to open, it's okay to feel, and to help us open to the whole valleys and fertile valleys and rivers and green verdant grass and flowers of the floor of the pelvis. So the idea is to make the sound vu as though it were resonating in your belly. And start, if your belly may be feeling very, very tight as you become aware of your body. And the idea is to just touch the sound into the areas of the belly where there's tightness. So here, I'll just, rather than talk so much about it, I'll give you a little bit of a demonstration. And please be free to join along with me. Okay. So the idea is to make the sound and to let the sound and the whole breath to go out. To to let the expiration be full, and then to wait and trust for the next breath to come in, and then again repeat the sound and make the sound as though it were coming in your belly, and gradually bringing it deeper and deeper into your belly, all the way into your genitals and the floor of the pelvis. Okay, so here. And let your mouth hang open a little bit as well. And then just noticing the sensations. Do you feel more alive? Do you feel less tense? Or do you feel more tense? And just take a few moments just to be with those sensations. You may feel tension, or you may feel a lot of different kinds of sensation. Right now I'm feeling tingling in the middle of my belly and also on the floor of my pelvis. But when I started, I felt more tension on the floor of my pelvis. Again, there's not a right way to do this, and there's not a wrong way to do it. There's no right way or wrong way. There's only your way to do it. And again, you can practice it at any time, and it's really nice to do it with friends or even with a group of people. It can be even more useful. But the important thing, the main thing, is to notice the sensations that are evoked by doing the exercise, and where they go, and maybe even what beliefs you have associated with the tightness, and what beliefs you now have associated with the different sensations of tingling, vibration, warmth, coolness. Sometimes people experience it's like a breeze of cool air moving through them. I could go on probably for 2 hours listing the different kinds of sensations that can occur. But whatever occurs, that's what you work with, that's what you play with. And remember, even though sexual trauma can bring in a lot of shame, this can help release some of the shame. And also, shame is a specific posture of the body, right? When you're feeling shame, your eyes are averting away so you're not looking at other people. And your shoulders kind of hunch up and forward. And you sort of collapse into here. Well, by vibrating into here, you actually can get this part of the body to both open and extend. So you can be aware, if you do feel shame or have some pictures associated with shame, that just continue the exercise and just notice how the shame changes as your body changes, as your body sensations change. And just notice how it is when your eyes and head are like this, or when your head and your eyes want to come out of that. And then again, to look around and to be in the here and now in a fresh way. While sexual trauma is one of many different kinds of trauma that can occur, it is a very common type of trauma, and you work with it in some ways. In some ways, you work with all trauma in a similar way. That is to say, remember Perseus, the reflection in the felt sense and the sensations in our bodies, rather than confronting it head on. And also, for those of you who have had sexual trauma, I've done an audio program with Sounds True called Sexual Healing that goes into the process of healing from sexual abuse and sexual trauma in a more detailed way.